Hi everybody, and welcome to Series 5, Creating a Function Without a Dialog. In this session, I'll show you why you may want to create a function which doesn't bring up a dialog. So you'd go into the menu of the BlueSky application, click on the function or command, and it automatically runs something in R without bringing up a dialog and shows you a nicely formatted output. And I'll quickly go over the agenda. So we'll talk about why you'd want to create a function without a dialog, and then we'll talk about uh, a detailed example where we create a function without a dialog. And the example I'll give you is for removing a split associated with the active data set. So why would you want to bring up or create a function which doesn't require you to bring up a dialog, doesn't require you to select the variables you want to analyze, and it makes sense if you're running summary statistics on all the variables. If you're removing on a split on a data set, there's no really need for the user to bring up a dialog to select any variables. And the output of such commands can be tabular, graphical, or it can have no output. And when I say no output, we always echo the title and the R command that you're executing. So the steps involved with creating a function without a dialog is to pick the function in R or the custom R function you've developed. You need to design the output or think about the output and install the dialog. So let's go to step one, where we're picking the function in R. And in this case, we'll pick up the BlueSky set data frame split command. And what this command does is that it allows you to split the data set or to reset the splits on the data set. Before I get into this in any more detail, let me just take you through the BlueSky application. I can't remember if I showed you a dialog without or rather a function without a dialog. Here I'm going into summary analysis, and I'll run summary statistics of all the variables. There's no dialog that gets displayed, and I see my output. So makes a lot of sense in this case. And now let me go ahead and split the data set. So I'll go into data set split, and I will split it by treatment. Okay, and now I will run a one sample t-test analysis, just to show you how effectively the split is run on, or the one sample t-test is run on each split. So you will see the results very soon, and here you see the one sample. Here you see the split has been set, and you see the one sample t-test is run on every treatment, where treatment is CBT. Here you have the results of the one sample t-test, and you have where the treatment is CONT, you have the one sample t-test. Where the treatment is FT, you have the one sample t-test run. So basically the one sample t-test is run for every treatment. The treatments being CBT, the treatments being CONT, the treatments being FT, and that's about it, right? So basically here you see that the data set is split on treatment. And if I want to remove the split, I go into remove split, and the split has just been removed. And now let me run the one sample t-test again. And if you see the output, you will see that it is just run on the entire data set. So the splits have been removed, so you're not running a one sample t-test on every split. I hope that made sense. So the command in the UA data package, the UA data package that ships with BlueSky Statistics application, contains the BlueSky set data frame split command. And this allows you to set a split, and it allows you to reset the split. So when you run it so the BlueSky set data frame split command, when you creating a dialog that splits the data set, has syntax in this format. The destination one is the name of the destination variable control that contains the variable to split the data set by, and curly brackets percent dataset percent basically is a macro that is replaced by the active dataset object. And when you run the BlueSky set data frame split command with empty, where the first parameters are empty, it removes splits on the active dataset. And on execution, the R syntax generated is as shown below. Okay, so now since we are demonstrating a function that does not need a dialog, we will focus on resetting the split. If you want to see the dialog that sets the split, it's in the application, and here very simply is the dialog that sets a split. And you see once it's split, you see the split on the bottom here telling you that the split is on. I'll just reset it. Okay, and now let us, as I said, we're focusing in this example or this demo on resetting the split, and the syntax in the dialog editor will be BlueSky set data frame split empty parentheses with the active data set, and on execution the arrow syntax that will be generated is BlueSky set data frame split. So now let us go and create this dialog. So the first thing I'm going to do is do file new function without a dialog, and when I select function without a dialog, you'll see I get the canvas blanked out, and all my variables on the left hand side are blanked out as well. So I cannot drag or drop anything to the dialog. There's no dialog associated with this command. So let me go ahead and give it a syntax. I always copy the syntax from a command that I've tested and I've run. Place it here, and the only thing I need to do here is replace this by the macro. And what this does is it just replaces the active data set in my command syntax, right? So what it's gonna do, I put percent, and that is pretty much it. Obviously I give it I'll give it a diagram, a title. I'll call it test remove split. Okay, and I can add a help file if I want to. I'm not going to be bothered with that, and I'm going to go ahead and save it. Okay, I will save it to my cloud drive, personal demo. I'll just create a new folder called series 5. Let's call it a, all right, I'll save it, and that's about it. There's not too much left to it. So let's talk about designing the output. While removing splits on a data set, don't really need to show any tabular or graphical output. You just need to echo the title of the command and the syntax in the output. And by default, every command run from the application menu, we automatically echo the title and the R command, and I'll show you what I mean by that here. I'm going to go ahead just for the sake of it and set the split again, and you will see that in the output we echo the dialog title and the command that was fired, and I will remove the split, so just that you know what I'm talking about. So with every command you run, we typically echo the title and the syntax, so you know exactly what's been done. So that's all we want to do here. We're not doing too much. And now let me go ahead and in fact I've done most of the demo already, so I'll skip that and we'll talk about installing the new dialog. So again, when you're installing a function that does not have a dialog, there's nothing special you need to do. If the R function is already available in an existing package loaded by the BlueSky application, you can go to Tools, Inspect Dialog to review the function. If all is well, go into Tools, Dialog Installer. You can install it and restart the application. And obviously Tools package shows all the installed packages, and Tools package show currently loaded packages shows you the packages that you've loaded. So if the R function is available in a package that is not installed, you need to install the package. You can load the package, and if you want to load the package permanently, go to Options, Configuration Settings, Default Packages. If you want to load the packages on demand, add that package to your user packages. So user packages you load on demand when you want to, and when you add it to the default packages, we will automatically load it every time you restart the application or every time you start the application. If there's no R package for the function, create an R package and follow the instructions in case 2. Okay, so let me go ahead now and let's inspect the dialog we just created. So I'll go into Tools, Inspect Dialog. So before I install it, I can go and inspect it. I can go to my personal folder, Demo, Series 5. Oops, I didn't save it to the right place. Oh, Series 5. Okay, so one thing is here, I accidentally saved it to the wrong folder, but I pick up the dialog I just created, and here you see it doesn't have any dialog definition, but you see the syntax that gets fired every time the command is selected. I say OK, so that's what I expected. I go to Tools, Dialog Installer. I go under Data, if I want to put it under Data, and I install it. Here I say Install New Command. I say Demo Remove Split. And I can change the name if I want to in the menu. That's very easy to do. I'm not going to bother about that. And I am pretty much done. So that's about it. I mean, I'll just restart the application so we can see it. I don't want to save it. So we'll just go through the summary slide one more time. Let's open up a data set, and so that's my demo remove split. So let me split the data set, and I'll go into data remove split, and you see the split has been removed. So quickly summarize, we've talked about creating a function without a dialog. This dialog is situated in the sample dialogs folder. The dialog name is remove split, so you can open up in dialog editor and inspect it. You can review the, I encourage you to review all the following training videos we have there. Series 1, where I've got a demo of how you use the dialog editor to create reusable dialogs and richly formatted output. Series 2 is where we create more sophisticated dialogs with the dialog editor. It has 3 parts, A, B, and C. Series 3 is where we create a reusable dialog for an R data manipulation command like aggregate and sort are examples. In Series 4, we create a reusable dialog with graphics output. With Series 5, we create a reusable dialog with tabular output for a complex R statistical function. And with that, we've reached the end of this video. I'd like to thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to send any questions to support@blueskystatistics.com. Thank you very much again.